Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video. If you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code STARCO to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple guys. You go in the settings, use promo code and you enter the code STARCO, STARKO. You press OK and you will receive your free starter pack, and hopefully you will enjoy the little kick in the progression you get thanks to this free starter pack, guys. Today we're gonna be talking about Battleground. The defense has been a very long time since I did the Battleground defense video, and as I'm gonna be restarting the Battleground series this season in Battleground, I figure it will be a good idea to actually bring, talk about Battleground defense during this season, talk about my content I use for teams and stuff like that. So we're going to be making a few videos for that content, guys. So today we're going to talk about my setup in Battleground defense and why I do set up the teams, where I set them up and how I set them up, if that makes sense to what I'm trying to say. But guys, before we jump into that, if you want to have access to the best Dragon Champion content on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check the bell to get notified when the content get released. And also guys, don't forget to drop a like on this video. It helps the channel grow and just make me feel so happy. Yeah, I'm ridiculous. But anyway guys, let's jump in the Battleground and let's take a look at my team. So we're gonna go island by island, guys. I'm gonna explain the team I put there and the why, and then if you have any question, comment, feedback, if you go with different teams, let me know in the comment section, guys. Explain to me why you go with different team. And obviously guys, my Battleground defense is set up based on my roster. It does not mean that your Battleground defense needs to be the same as me. There are many good strategies on Battleground defense. If you want to go with something else, everybody has their own strategy. Everybody go with what works for them, and for me, this is what works good. So let's start with the first island here. And obviously guys, I am I run with 10 nods, 10 islands. So not island, 4 islands, 10 nods, 10 camps. There we go. I was looking for the words. It's definitely going to be different than a lot of people. People will run with less camps, same amount of camps or more camps depending on their power level. So it's going to be different for everybody, obviously. So first thing guys, we actually go with Talon Lead, Titania, Philia, Eric Shellbreaker, and Garrett. Why do I set up this team there? This team is there to pretty much make them use a better team than they should be using, because this team is very difficult to beat. It's very annoying to beat too, and usually if you go with a lesser team, you're gonna have to attack that team like 20 times to actually get finally the good RNG run to actually beat it. So by putting this team in defense, my objective is pretty simple, pretty clear, guys. I want the person that faced me to get impatient and to throw a strong team against this team. So when they get to my strong team, my higher power team, they're kind of like, oh shit, I can't do it. So that's pretty much the objective, and that actually works very good. A lot of people do that mistakes. A lot of people are impatient, so this really work really good, guys. The second team we have here is a full Pride team. Obviously Pride team is one of the most annoying team in Battleground. You can see the power level out of my Pride team, and it's actually not updated because I've been leveling my Pride team even better. My Salvador is now gear 12, so the next Battleground session we're gonna have, my Pride team is gonna be like close to 130,000 power, which is gonna be so hard to kill. And already a Pride team, this Pride team, just 115,000 power, maybe between 110 and 115,000 power, is just so annoying and so hard to beat already, that having that close to 130,000 power is pretty much, it's a game changer. It's gonna annoy them so much. And now why I put those two teams in my front line, it's simple, because the objective is them to say, oh, I don't want to do this. They go on the other side. They waste, you know, if they don't go on that first side, they go on the bottom islands and they waste all their good teams because they're going to need to use good team on the back. You will see later on. And then they come back here and they're like, oh, I'm screwed. I'm not going to be able to 8-cap this guy. I'm done. I'm just gonna take my points and go sleep. Pretty much that's the objective here. And if they actually go crazy here, well, when they get to the bottom left island, they're gonna be, oh shit, I'm screwed. That's pretty much the process of my defense here. And that's why we have those two elite teams set up on that front defense, top right defense here on the first island, if we can call it like that. This is why, guys, or the orc, I think that's the orc island. Anyway, this is why, because either we want them to not want to attack that island right away, or we want them to attack that island and use teams that are too strong. That's gonna screw them up for the rest of the battleground. Pretty much that's the trick. Now if we go at the bottom island, which is the I don't know, the Eagle Island. Okay, here we are going with two more tricky team. My front islands, guys, is tricky team because I want to trick them in using team too powerful, and then when they get into the back team, they are screwed. That is literally the only objective of my defense. And obviously, guys, I'm sharing all my tricks with you guys, so yeah, if you face me in Battleground, I'm probably starting at a disadvantage, but that's the fun part. So here we do have a semi-build goblin team. Definitely I do need to work on some changes on this team, but this team is still 115,000 power, and if you don't go with the proper team against the goblin team, you have a very high chance that you are going to miss your first layer. Most of the time, I have to say about 75% of the time in Battleground, this is one of the zone that people always miss their first layer because they say, oh, 114,000 power, this is easy, I don't need to use a good team, and oh shit, I fail. That's pretty much the process of this team. That is why this team is set up that way. And then we have the other team, the human team, well, semi-human team, the Creole team. We're not going to call it the Creole team because that's really what's important. Creole with 2 mage, Solius, and a lot of counter attacks. So basically, Creel's gonna counter their defender. Creel's gonna stealth my 2 top DPS, which are Nightingale and Frizzer, and that's just gonna screw up the other team. And if they cannot kill Krell in time, Krell will actually do a reflection of somebody in the other team that can actually screw them up. And here, even if my Krell is below 19,000 power, I've seen people fail over and over on that team, because you need to have a team to handle at least one of the mage as soon as possible, or it's game over with this team. So this is the power of the frontal island here. So this is my 2 front island, guys. Now if we go in the bottom back, so I can actually explain why I want them to go on the bottom island first. So by having 2 easier team on the bottom front, the trick is for them to actually say, okay, I'm gonna start with that, see how it goes, and then we can actually move to the top after that if we want to. So by doing so, they clear the island before they clear the top island. They lose maybe 1 or 2 first clear reward in the front, but it could take them about 2 to 3 tries per team if they do. And then they get here, they're gonna have my weak team here, my random teams at the bottom. They can actually clear right away. That's gonna be their first thing. They're gonna clear that, and then they're gonna be like, oh shit. My 2 demon team are there, guys. Well, the second demon team is not that good, but actually I should put Slinger lead there, most likely with, yeah, we're gonna switch that. That's my mistake, guys. I actually want to have Slinger lead here and Shadar. We don't really need the slow. What we really need here is to, every time we get suffer from a critical attack, we get turn meter. That is really what we want here. I don't know why I set up the shadow lead, but yes, that is that. So every time you get attack, you get turn meter, and boom boom boom, that turn meter go up, and that team, just Slinger, Shadar, and Radash, are going to be the game changer in that team. Those are the 3 that are important in this team. The rest, it's not really that important, although it's going to be useful. My Wonder Luna can do a lot of damage. My Venomate can be very annoying, so that's still going to be useful, but it's really those top three here in this team. It doesn't look like that strong in a team, but if they just get the shit rolling, it's pretty much it's gonna be like, okay, bye bye. That's pretty much what it's gonna do. And then you have the top demon team here. Well, the meta team. We do have buff, obviously gear 12. Then we have Mordoom. He's gear 11. I think he got 3 or 4 items equipped towards the gear 12. Then we have gear 12 Kiri. Then we have a crazy Zentera because her passive ability is level 7, so she gained 2 cooldown ability for free to people in the team, so that's very useful. And then we have the stealth here with Kira, so that's actually going to give a little advantage to the minions in the tank that's going to get targeted as much as possible. And this team is going to be very, very, very hard to kill. My Kiri has 130% tenacity, so really hard to counter. So this team is just amazing. A bunch of free turns, hard to counter, a bunch of debuff from buff. It's just a crazy team. If you actually if you did go with the top right island here first, you're gonna be out of good meta, and then you're gonna get here and you're gonna be like, shit, I am screwed. That's pretty much the process of what I set. That is why I set my one set the meta on top right and one set meta in the top in the bottom left, because they don't see what's going there, but they see what's going here, and then they go for that. Either they go for that and get screwed, or they go at the bottom here, use their meta against my buff team and my slinger team, and then they go back here and they're screwed. That's pretty much the process. Now, if they actually succeed in clearing those 8 first node, is that 8? No, that's 7. 7 first camp, guys. They're gonna get to the back here, and this back is actually pretty tricky. You're gonna have the Zera team. Zera team is outstanding. Debuff removal, well, not debuff removal, but a lot of debuff apply. Also, Ardok will remove debuff from the team. I think it's 1 debuff per for a few people, which is very tricky. And you have a very buff Trump Guard here that's gonna be very useful. So this team is pretty solid. It's a very solid team. You pretty much need a Goblin team to counter this team. That's pretty much the key point in here. And then we have the Panda team. Panda team is pretty crazy with Ho, Lake, and Amber. And actually, the lead again is not the right lead. See, good thing I checked my stuff. This is supposed to be the lead because we're gonna get penetration increase on all the Benda, which means they penetrate through the armor of the opponent, which actually increase the damage done. So we want him to have as much damage. When I play them on offense, I do the opposite. I use Kingly lead because I need to survive more, since the AI actually is trickier than the player, so I need to survive more. But when I set it in defense, I want as much damage as possible, so they get screwed as fast as possible. So this is the setup I use. Lake, Ember, and Ho. This trio is a meta trio, guys. It looks like 126,000 power, but in reality, it's stronger than that. It's a very, very, very strong team. Now, if you want to do an extra change in this team, if you can't afford it, if you have a Rin gear 11, you want to switch Patriarch Grave for rare Rin gear 11, because with the Lake leadership or counter attack, she's gonna be doing a lot of damage. It's probably the only place where Rin is actually going to be very, very useful in the game. I never thought Rin was that great, but I faced a very, very good Rin in my last Battleground, and she was hell to deal with. She did more damage than Lake and Amber together. That was actually pretty crazy. So that's actually a good thing to actually build for this thing. But personally, I go with those 3, Lake, Amber, and then I bring Kingly and Patriarch Grave for survivability. And then we have the last team, guys. The last team is a team that people underestimate so much. This team has so much AoE power. To face this team, you need one specific thing, guys. You need days. If you face this team, I know I should not be sharing this trick, but if you face this team, you need days. You need days this guy, what is his name? I forgot his name. This guy Borwin, and you need 2 days Zappy, because if they get to do critical attack, you are screwed. They are going to one-shot any team close to their power level. So very important you daze those 2 guys, or ability block them, or whatever. You do what you can, because they are going to be very, very annoying. And I've seen people saving team like, oh, that's gonna be easy. Those guys are not really strong, and they just get wrecked. I see like 10 attacks against them, and my team at the end of Battleground is still standing because they just underestimate this team. You're gonna need days against this team, or AoE ability blocks. That's the way to do it. Anyway, guys, this is my defense. So hopefully this long ass explanation for my defense setup, where I place stuff and everything, is gonna help you in setting up your defense. If you have any question, comment, feedback, let me know in the comment section, guys. As always, also feel free to let me know what defense do you use. And obviously, guys, in the next few days we're going to be releasing a counter video, team counter video, so you guys can actually have an idea of what team I use against what team. But also going to be we're gonna be making a video for every single attack phase we have during this season event, that we win or lose. We're gonna be sharing those videos, guys, and you're gonna see me doing plenty of mistakes in these videos, because well, I usually don't sleep enough and I make a lot of mistakes. That's just the basic of Starco Gaming. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I wish you all to have an amazing Battleground season. Hopefully we can all make it to Grandmaster. Everybody in the game, no, that's not going to be possible, but hopefully that will help you guys by watching this video to make it to the Grandmaster League. That would be awesome. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. You all keep enjoying playing Dragon Champion, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Thank you.